done. We're back. 2 days later. We are back 2 bloody days later. How's it going? Welcome to the MastoCast, the monoblog podcast hosted by yourself, not yourself, myself, Danny Dixon, also known as Extremer Master Dan, guitar player, etc., etc. Hope you're doing well. Hoping you're having a lovely Friday. If you listen to this on the day that comes out, it's bloody sunny here, so I apologise if you can hear a fan in the background. It's absolutely boiling. I've got myself a little TikTok fan next to me that has an icy sort of water bit in it, and it sprays out a nice little mist, and it's very, very lovely. It's very lovely. I need it in times like these. It's very cold. Well, the fan's very cold, but it is boiling outside. It's boiling. The weather's really nice. It's been lovely. Thanks anyone who's listened to the previous episode that came out literally 2 days ago. It's been a lot has just gone on over the past couple of weeks in terms of this episode I'm going to be talking about Outbreak Festival and 9 Inch Nails and the new Turnstile album and such. What I thought I'd do is, yesterday I just recorded an episode of everything that went down with the Nintendo Switch 2. I played Majora's Mask in full. Loads of PlayStation State of Play stuff. So so that's basically the gaming episode. The last one just came out that I recorded yesterday as I record this now. And that's available to you now if you want to listen to that. If you haven't, if you have, thank you very much for listening to it. Much appreciated. And this week is just going to be a little music-y sort of week. And I'll just be chatting about what I got up to in Manchester the whole time while I was there. So, really appreciate it. I'm just going to have a sip on my lemonade. God damn. It is hot. It is hot, but it is lovely. It is lovely. But it's too hot to record a podcast, which is why I need a fan. But so went to Outbreak Festival. Which is at Manchester. And it took place of all weekends on the same weekend as Download. Whilst I would normally be at Download, Download, I do it every year. I still love Download. But for this year, I made a bit of a change. Thought I'd change it up a little bit. Because Outbreak decided to move the festival on the same weekend as Download, because due to artist availability and stuff like that, they moved it to then. And I hope that's just going to be the one occasion they're going to do that. Hopefully, the next couple of years, it doesn't clash with Download. But I've also got Bloodstock going on later on this year, which is, for me, the superior metal lineup of the year. And 2000 Trees, which is something new, and I'm very, very excited for. And Outbreak, for me, has just been one of my favourite festivals over the past few years. I just absolutely love it. And, Download, I've done it, God knows how many times now. I think I've done it about 12 times now, I think. Yeah, I've definitely done it a fair few times. So I was quite fine with missing out on this year's lineup, because the lineup for me wasn't all that much. I don't really care for Sleep Talk, and I would have liked to have seen Green Day again, and I think Weezer are the one band that I was quite gutted about missing. But out of curiosity, I just went I went on and had a look at their Clash Finder and had a look at what I wanted to see, and I was still a bit I've seen the majority of these bands, so I'm quite all right. Whereas Outbreak this year, there's a lot for me to be excited about. There was a lot of bands on the lineup that I've not seen before, and just the way it's always built is just something that I really, really admire. So if you have been to Download Festival, I hope you had a really good weekend. It sounded like it was really good. It sounds like the weather was fucking 90% sun, which is great. Typically it's usually fucking shitting it down. My dad was there over the weekend, and he was keeping me up to date and stuff like that, and it sounds like he had a good weekend. So I had a bit of FOMO, not being over there with with my dad and like the lads and all that sort of stuff, and Haley and everybody else, So I had a bit of FOMO from that. But to me, Outbreak is one of the most superior festivals in my opinion, and like they always manage to, grab something out the bag that is a little unusual, something a little different, something really cool. And, whilst it sticks to its hardcore sort of genre, we're getting people from, like hip-hop and shoegaze and other genres of music, which I just find really fascinating, to be honest. And it's like, rather than download, like, I feel like Outbreak people are definitely there for the bands, whereas download, yeah, to a degree, a lot of people are there for the music, but there's quite an amount of people who are there who would rather just like get pissed up or like sit in a deck chair like right far back or whatever and that sort of thing, which there's nothing wrong with. But I just feel like with Outbreak, everybody is there to watch the band. No one's there to get absolutely rat-assed or anything like that, or get fucked up or cause any sort of fights or anything like that. Not saying that download is full of that. I'm just saying like download can be partially like that sometimes, but like everyone is 100% there for the bands. So yeah, I'll talk about Outbreak Festival now, shall I? Yeah, let's talk about Outbreak Festival now. So at Manchester, it was at the Bowlers Exhibition Centre, I think it's called, the BEC for short. That they had Outbreak there last year. It was the first time they made it outdoors for the main stage, and I loved it. So nothing too different this year. The only real difference really is the catering. Well, I say catering. Food stalls. Every year I've been, it's always been fully vegan, which I never had a problem with. I'm not a vegan, but I'm always happy to try new stuff. There's always been nice food on, but I think the sort of gave in under a bit of peer pressure from people wanting meat stalls. Like I'd always look at the Outbreak app, because the Outbreak app's got like chat rooms and stuff like that, and there was people going like, why is there no meat stalls, why isn't there any meat, I need meat, which I thought was a bit daft really. Like if you really are that bothered about eating meat, getting meat in your fucking diet for the day, why not just go somewhere for breakfast, before going there, and just trying something new while you're there. So there's now been some stalls that have been selling meat, and there was quite a bit of there's quite a few people kicking off about it and stuff. Like how could Outbreak do this? You were supposed to be standing up for the vegans and all that sort of stuff, and and I saw that and I was a bit like, yeah, I do kind of agree. Like it's I was happy trying vegan food and stuff like that, and I didn't actually eat any meat while I was there, to be fair. Like I'll get into the scran I was eating shortly, I reckon. But yeah. Otherwise, Outbreak hasn't changed all that much from last year. The same people doing security, people doing handling the stage management and all that. Again, all the footage has been taken by Daitan Films, who does all the Outbreak video footage that goes onto YouTube. Good to see them there again, as per usual. Yeah, pretty much that, really. It was just everything was all the same, all good vibes, good weather, spot on. So, got there on the Saturday. So, in this case, it was Saturday, Sunday. That was, actually, there's one big major thing I forgot about. So, Outbreak had their Friday at London, which was the Victoria, what's it called? I can't remember what it's called. I think it's Victoria Park. No, that's Hartlepool Football Ground, isn't it? I don't know. But anyways, it was in London. So Outbreak had their festival at London. Slightly bigger scale, but it was all under one day. And Turnstile headlined that one, and that meant Turnstile couldn't do the Manchester 2 days, which I was good about, really. I would have liked to have seen Turnstile there, but all the bands made up for it. It's fine. So it was actually the 2 days rather than the last couple of years where it was 3 days. So yeah, got there, and the sun was shining. It was lovely. So we all got a pint. Me and my friends, we all got a pint. Sat at a bench, had a good drink, and then it started shitting it down, like really bad. I was like, "Are you fucking joking? We just got here. It started pissing it down. Properly started pissing it down. Got me fucking poncho on. I was like, oh, it better not be like this." And yeah, after 10 minutes, it stopped. And then we never saw rain ever again after that, which is great. It was nice and sunny all weekend long, which was fantastic. It was really good. You know, it always plays a big part of the weather for festivals. I think it really does. You know, if you're at a festival and it's pissing down for the whole weekend, you're not gonna have a good time. Really, you're not gonna have as good of a time. You know, I've been to plenty of downloads where it's shut it down all weekend and it's been the worst. Case in point, download 2016. Yeah, look at videos for that if you want to see a really muddy download. So, anyways, got there, sat down, had the beer, got pissed on by the rain. It was sunny. I believe the first band I went to see was Military Gun on the main stage. They were the second band on the main stage, and they were fucking great. I absolutely loved their album, Life Under the Gun, that came out last year. And there was a lot of buzz for Military Gun. There was loads of people there ready for them. Like, you know, they've had a year with this album, and actually no, this album's been out 2 years. It came out it came out on the day the last time they played Outbreak, which was 2 years ago. So sorry about that. Yeah, so you know, people have had a couple of years living with this album. All the songs are stuck in their heads. The choruses are massive, and they're on the main stage, and you know, the crowd erupted. Second band on. People getting up for stage dives, going fucking crazy, and all that sort of stuff. And Military Gun just sounded spot on. They were great. Just good fun to finally hear those songs off the album. Yeah, they're just a fucking brilliant band. So it was good to, because I remember I watched them at Outbreak 2023, and it was on the Friday, and I remember being absolutely sleep deprived because it was just after a night shift. So there was like a certain block of time in Outbreak 2023 Friday where I just don't remember like 3 of the bands that were playing in that afternoon. But yeah, it's good. Sorry, it's good to see Military Gun on that fucking main stage, absolutely smashing it. And you know, after Military Gun, went and had a look at some merch, all that sort of stuff. Went to the Devil Dog Distro, who are a record distributors from Hartlepool. So big ups to them. And, you know, they distribute a lot of, like, hardcore albums and punk, you know, shoegaze, all that sort of stuff. Like, just really, like, they are the place to be if you want, like, you know, bands from all over that are selling, like, their album. If you'd rather support something independent, Devil Dog Distro, absolutely. So, I picked up a copy of Perseverance by Hatebreed, which I was fucking buzzing for, because that went on sale like a couple of months ago online, and I was like, I've got to get that, and then I missed out. It completely sold out within minutes. So they had a couple of spare at their record stall where merch was, so I picked that up and I got a tote bag, which is like a nice little cute one with Snoopy on. I really enjoyed it. So I got that, and then there was this God's Hate t-shirt who are playing tomorrow, and they kind of made it like their own sort of Oasis thing. So it was like God's Hate with the Oasis like in the Oasis font logo format, and it was like a zoom in of the car from the Be Here Now album, and underneath it just says like Be Harder Now Outbreak 2025. I was like, that t-shirt is so fucking hard, I need to get that. So I picked that up, put it all in cloakroom, all in the tote bag. Very, very happy days. That was pretty much all of the merch I got from Outbreak, really. I bought it all on that first day, and you know, I think a bit less than what I usually buy, to be honest. But yeah, took on my merch, took it to the you know, cloakroom, went and picked it up later on at the end of the festival. So went to see Fleshwater on the main stage, a band who I really, really like. They are members of from VNFM. Who are a great, like, you know, frantically sort of convergy hardcore type band, but this is like their sort of grungy, very sort of moody band that they've got going. They played Outbreak 2023, and I remember them being really good then. And they haven't really released any new music ever since then. They released like one single, but like that single's like a minute long. But I think they were really good. Yeah, they were really, really good. I just don't think it was as much hype since the last time, because the last time they played Outbreak, their album had just come out, so a lot of people were buzzing to see them. I think this time, like, the hype kind of worn down a bit, because I think people want another Fleshwater album. Like, so like it was kind of like the same set as we saw them last time. But like, they were tight, they sounded good. But yeah, they were really, really great. And then next I went to the indoor stage, which is the second stage, and I went to see Model Actors, and they are a band who have released an album quite recently that I haven't had a chat about, but listen to the album, it's brilliant. And they were fucking sick. They were really, really good. Like, the hype was probably there for them. Like, the dance floor was up and down for them. They were like a sort of Depeche Mode meets Nine Inch Nails, very, very sort of camp sounds, and like electronic music, quite poppy, but like very dark and sinister. Like, they were just really fucking good. They sounded massive, and there were just people up and down constantly, like stage diving, and yeah, they're really, really good. I'm definitely going to get into that album some more, like, cause I only listened to the album once and I thought, oh, these are really good. And then I watched them and I thought, yeah, these are really fucking good. So I'm definitely going to give them some more of a listen, because I thought they were really bloody good. Model Actors are called, so it's model/actriz, ACTRIZ. Highly recommend them. They're fucking brilliant. I believe I went and got some scran after them. I went and got some samosas from the samosa van in Outbreak, because the samosa van in Outbreak is the best fucking samosas ever. So good that they've got a sign above their van that says Outbreak's favourite samosas now. So that is up there. And they never have a massive queue. They never do. Like fucking... I feel like this is just something that me and my mates know, because I never see anybody else eat these samosas. And when we have them, they're just fucking beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Just samosas done in an air fryer. That's what we're all doing. And they're amazing. Beautiful. And like, 2 samosas for $5. Can't go wrong with that, really. Really, really lovely. Really lovely, refreshing stuff. And, a few more beers later. Lovely stuff. So I had a bit of a gap, and then went over to like the main stage outside for Sunny Day Real Estate, and I believe this was the first UK show in like over 20 years, something like that. It'd been a long, long time since I played over here, and I don't actually know a lot of Sunny Day Real Estate stuff, to be honest. Like, I know the Diary album, which is like the one with all the hits on. So that's the only one that I know of from them. But their set list consisted like at least a song from every album, which I was absolutely fine with, But it was a good chance to sort of listen to a band that I've not really probably listened to before. But hearing a lot of those songs from the Diary album, especially finishing with Circles, which is like their big one. Run it down, circles. Like proper good old 90s emo shit. Like, they were really good. Seven as well. They opened up with Seven. You taste it. Like, yeah, they were pretty good. Sounded pretty tight. They played a lot. Like I said, they played a lot of stuff from their other albums, which, to be honest, I've never really listened to. But no, they were good. They were really, really good. Really enjoyed them. Would have been cool if what's his name from Foo Fighters was still playing bass for them. But I think he only played on the first album, Diary. So, yeah, they were good. They were spot on. Who else did I see after them? So, after that, I went into the second stage to watch the rest of Have a Nice Life's set. And this was another band who had been together since, from what I can see, since the year 2000. And Outbreak, I believe Outbreak London was their first ever UK show ever. So this is a band that had been going for 25 years, and it was their first ever UK show. So, this Saturday, Manchester was their second ever UK show. And, I've never actually listened to them before properly. I watched the last couple of songs of the set. Very sort of, very sad music. It's very sort of sad, fucking, post-punk, shoegaze, whatever you might call it. But they played they played these last two songs, and they had a stage invasion, and there was a lot of people who really, really loved them. So they sounded good from what I could see. I don't know a lot of stuff by them, but I went over to the main stage and watched a bit of Slow Dive. I was kind of watching them from the back, so I didn't really get a lot of them. And Slow Dive, man, they are full on shoegaze. So I don't really. I tried giving them a listen before the festival, just so I can be familiarize myself. And I didn't find myself coming back to them a lot because it was I needed to be in a sort of vibe to listen to this album, really. So. I heard that the whole set was good from actual Slow Dive fans who were friends of mine. I was with I was with my brother and Chris, and I think after Sunny Day Real Estate and Have a Nice Life, we just needed a big pick me up. Needed we weren't really the energy levels for us dropped down because of all the sad music we just watched. So we went and saw Spy on the third stage. And, the third stage is where, all of the hardcore bands play, the smaller ones, that they're all, 20-minute sets to half an hour. And, we went to see Spy. I don't know any Spy stuff, but they were really bloody good. Very heavy as fuck. The singer's just, he's practically got the microphone inside his mouth. He's like, and, they were really, really good, from what I could see. There was a lot of people there for them, which was good. And, Spy were good. That was just a little sip there. So, then, after Spy, I went over to the second stage. Well, we went over to the second stage. Me, my brother, and Chris went over to the second stage to see Glassjaw. And this was one of the first Glassjaw sets of the weekend because they were playing Saturday, playing Worship and Tribute in full, and the Sunday, which is Everything You Need to Know About Silence in full. So, I was very excited about this because I love Worship and Tribute, and I've never seen Glassjaw live before. And I've heard sort of rumblings from people that Glassjaw are very sort of hit and miss live. It kind of depends on the crowd and stuff. How the whole vibe. Sometimes they could just play with their backs to the people, sometimes they could be really into it. And let me tell you, Glassjaw were fully into it. They were fucking brilliant. For me, Glassjaw on the Saturday were the band of the day. Playing Worship and Tribute in full. People stage diving left, right, and centre. Everyone's singing, those choruses from that album. And, you can tell from Daryl Palumbo's face, just, looking out as soon as they started, they were like, all right, it's on. And the rest of the bands behind them were just let's fucking go, let's do this. And Cosmopolitan Blood Loss, Tippy Bartender, Aptos Mill, all those songs from that album, just fucking brilliant live. And they sounded great. Dal Palumbo was properly getting into the spirit of it, getting into the crowd, and his vocal range is brilliant as well. He just he has his microphone very far away from his his face, and the power from his voice is just fantastic. Yeah, so Glassjaw were great. They were fucking brilliant, man. They were really, really good. They were without a doubt my band of the day. Then I went to see the headliner of the main stage, which was Alex G, who I've seen before. and I'm not a massive fan of Alex G. I think he's alright, but like, you know, it's not something I go back to every now and then. He's got a couple of alright songs, but like it's very much that sort of, you know, Midwest emo-y sort of Tiger's Jaw, you know, like just like kind of like Midwest emo sort of shit. I don't know. But like they sounded quite good. Like they had good light setup. It didn't feel like a headline set for me though. Like I was just sort of looking around, and there wasn't as many people as I thought there was going to be for Alex J. I thought that we'd have a lot of people because I know he's got a big following. But yeah, like he was alright. It was good. But like I said, I wouldn't have thought he would be a headline. I would have thought Slow Dive would have headlined more than Alex G would, because I know Slow Dive have been out for a lot longer, and there's moments in their back catalogue that are, you know, very, very well sort of, you know, looked upon, that sort of thing. And then finished the day, going to the indoor stage, and which was headlined by Danny Brown, hip-hop artist Danny Brown, who started his set at 11 o'clock. So this was like usually Outbreak doesn't finish until like 10:30, 11 o'clock, but like they had more acts on. So Danny Brown was playing on the second stage at 11 o'clock, and he was fucking mint. Like I'm not too familiar with Danny Brown stuff. Like I do love the album that he's got that came out. I think it was like 2018, 2016, Atrocity Exhibition, and yeah, he played a lot of stuff from that. And like he was just like so full of energy. He's ripped to fucking shreds as well. Like he's just got that really sort of like geeky voice. Like when he's rapping, like he was just really, really good. I've really, really enjoyed his set. But yeah, that was it really for the Saturday of Outbreak. So yeah, that was it. Went back to the hotel. We were all fucking knackered. We were all absolutely knackered. We went to there's a takeaway literally next door to our Ibis budget hotel, and we got ourselves a pizza, and literally had that. Originally we were going to be like, are we going to stay up and play some Mario Kart? Yeah, and then after that I was like, we were all fucking knackered. So yeah, it was very, very tight, very, very tight day. So we'll see. Next morning, get up, get a Greg's breakfast downers, and we headed over to Outbreak again for the Sunday, the last day. Now, this day was fucking rammed. I'm telling you, like rammed of bands. Like every band you wanted to see play this fucking festival, they all played. Like it is absolutely stacked for Outbreak on this Sunday. So, like, we start, like, basically, we had the main stage and we had the indoor stage. When one band finished the main stage, another band started on the indoor stage. So it was all staggered. And because the bill was that stacked, it meant going back and forth from stage to stage to stage. It meant having to sacrifice maybe one or two songs of a band's set so we could get ourselves early in for the next band or whatever, so we're not too far back or anything. So, we started our day at 12:30 on the indoor stage, the second stage, for X Weapon X. And I believe this might actually be their first UK show. This is, and X Weapon X consists of two members from Knocked Loose as well, who are headlining the festival. So it's Isaac Hale, the guitar player, and Brian Garris, who fronts for Knocked Loose. He's playing bass. And Weapon X, they are a straight edge hardcore band, baby. And 12:30, the room was fucking full. Like, it was absolutely rammed. Like, literally all the way back. Like, and this is what I mean. People here for the fucking music. Like, there's so many people there. Like just ready to see a straight edge hardcore band at fucking 12:30. X Weapon X were great. They were really, really good. Like, they sounded massive. Like, very, very big. Like, it wouldn't surprise me, to be fair, if, like, they were using the Knocked Loose sound guy for this set. Like, they just sounded massive. they did like the whole like straight edge pylon on the stage and everything. People were going mental. Everyone's getting battered about. But yeah, there you go. There was some straight edge hardcore for all the straight edgians out there. I'm not straight edge, but I enjoyed it. So then after that, went to see Pest Control on the main stage, and Pest Control were fucking brilliant. Pest Control are unbelievable live. I absolutely loved them. They are from Leeds. They are thrash crossover hardcore. Like, they've really got that sort of Testament, Obituary, like Metallica sort of 80s thrash sound, but like they just blend it with, you know, like hardcore beat down moments and that sort of thing. They've got an EP that came out last year called The Year of the Pest, which is absolutely brilliant. Really recommend people listen to that. And also, like, their album before that, Don't Test the Pest, which is just brilliant. Like, there's so many, like, sort of, you know, pesticide, you know, puns within their music, but, like, they're just fucking thrash. Like, they've got riffs for days. Like, proper circle pit tunes and, like Leia's like was so on fire. She was just like so commanding. Like, I need fucking mosh pits. I need you all to fucking stage dive now. And they were fucking mint. And they played. There's a song called Time Bomb. And just as it was about to go into like the breakdown of that, instead they replaced it with the Domination breakdown by Pantera, and it was like, whoa! And yeah, it was fucking heavy. Honestly, Pest Control, one of the bands of the weekend. Like, they are absolutely up there. They were brilliant. Yeah, absolutely loved them. So, left a little bit, like, literally one song early for them just so I could get in for God's Hate, which I knew would be rammed to fuck because this is God's Hate's first ever UK show. And God's Hate consists of Brody King, AEW wrestling legend, who is fucking massive. He's a fucking unit. Fucking tattoos all over him, like big massive back piece, huge beard. You do not want to get into a fight with him. He will destroy you. He's huge. And also, like, they've got 3 guitar players who are all big lads. Colin Young, who plays drums, who is also of Hard Law podcast fame and Twitching Tongues, who is also, like, you know, built like a fucking brick shithouse. And, you know, he plays drums for that band. And it's just the hardest fucking hardcore tunes that just, like, are made for killing. Like, the venue, like, the indoor stage was just absolutely packed to fuck with them. Like, managed to get in the front moshing area for it. And, but yeah, it was just, like, fucking stage dive after stage dive. Yeah, there was, like, moments where, like, people tried to get the mic off Brody King, like, to sing some bits, like, on a stage invasion. And, like, I just don't think people could fucking get it off him because he's a fucking massive unit. He's huge. But yeah, God's Hate were great. And they played a cover of Master Killer by Marauder, which is just like absolute fucking tune. I was buzzing with that. Yeah, God's Hate were brilliant. And then finished them and went over straight to main stage as Drug Church were starting. And Drug Church were brilliant. And they are sort of more like alternative, sort of melodic side of hardcore, like quite grungy. They're a great band. They're a really, really awesome band. Like, I absolutely love their album Cheer that came out like a few years ago, and they released an album last year which is also really good. For me, Cheer is like the more superior one, and they played a lot of that. And yeah, Drug Church were fantastic. They just sounded brilliant, very sort of 90s, and you know, they had a stage invasion as well, and you know, they were fucking great. And I stuck around that main stage really because it would have meant having to go see Pain of Truth on the second stage. I mean, as much as I love Pain of Truth, I would have liked to have seen them again, but I thought it'd be a good idea to stick around because there's a secret band on the main stage. But apparently, like a couple of my friends, like James and Heidi, went on in to go see Pain of Truth in the the second stage is the indoor stage, but apparently you could not get in. It was absolutely packed right up to the back of the bar. So yeah, Pain of Truth was fucking wild, I imagine. So the special guest, it actually turned out to be Loath, who played Download the day prior. So I was quite happy with that. Like, I really like Loath. They're fucking awesome. I need new fucking music for them. I know they've just released a new single before, but like, oh god, it's been like 5 years since they released their album. Like the last album, I Let It In. So I love that album. It's incredible. So I am dying for new music. Please, love, bring something out this year, please. I'm fucking dying for new music. But yeah, it's a bit of a shame about Loath because there was a bit of a technical hitch up. So, and I noticed this straight away. Basically, the first 15 minutes of their set, the band sounded good. They sounded massive. Although, their click track started peeking out of the PA, which was a real shame. I was like, oh no. Like, literally, you couldn't hear it as much, like, when the band was playing, but, like, when there was more, like, the sort of quiety bits, more atmospheric parts of the songs, or, like, the beginning of a track, all you'd hear was... I was like, oh, no, that can't be happening for them, poor lads. And I think, like, after 15 minutes, like, the guitar player, like, he just fucking put his guitar on the ground, and he just walked over to, like, where the fucking sound desk is, and he just fucked around. He's like, no, that's supposed to go there. And that fixed it by the sounds of it. Like, I couldn't hear any more click track, but like the band sounded really good, sounded really massive. Like, they're a great band. Like, it was just a bit of a shame about the click track just like poking through there. Real shame. But no, they were still great. Then straight after them, went over to the second stage to see Tsunami, and Tsunami, just some hard ass, kind of Slipknot sounding hardcore. Like some of the riffs kind of remind me of like the early Slipknot albums. Like, but they are great, and yeah, like they sounded heavy as fuck. There was some people getting fucking battered all over in them fucking pits, like, because they just sound hard. They're fucking brilliant, like proper meat and potatoes hardcore. It's great. Then went over to see one of the big talking points of the whole weekend, which is Speed from Sydney, Australia. And, Speed have made quite a bit of a name for themselves over the past couple of years, like especially their album that came out last year, Only One Mode, which is fucking brilliant. And, the whole flute shit and everything, like, they are one hell of a band. And I think they got the biggest turnout of Outbreak Festival that whole weekend because, like, left Tsunami, like, before a couple of songs finished, just so I can get a good spot, because I knew it would be ran for them. Like, because when we got in there, like, in the morning, like, there was a queue just for their merch stall alone. Like, everywhere you'd look, like, there was Speed merch everywhere. Like, it was, everyone was fucking ready for Speed. And, yeah, Speed were on fire. They were just, like, they played at 11 out of 10. Like, of all they fucking got on them. Like, they were going fucking mental. And, like, their singer's built like a brick shit house again. And he was just, like, he constantly doing, like, speeches about, like, hardcore and the community and, like, how thankful they are to be there and all that sort of stuff. Like, Speed were really fucking good. Really awesome to hear those albums, like that album played for the first time, like songs from the Only One Mode. Because I saw them at Outbreak 2023 when I think they only had like one EP out, but there was a lot of buzz for them at the time. And I remember watching them thinking, oh, this band's going to be a bit bigger. And I feel the same again, like watching them 2 years later at Outbreak, thinking, yeah, this band's going to be bigger. They're probably going to fucking headline it after maybe another album or two. It would not surprise me. But yeah, Speed, fucking brilliant, and yeah, they were absolutely awesome. And I'll be seeing them again, supporting Malevolence in November. Looking forward to that. And I was going to go see Terror on the second stage, but because it was so back and forth the whole time, going from one band to the other, like from the main stage to the second stage to the main stage to the second stage, so much, I was like, I need to fucking get something to eat, and then have a drink and sit down. So I went back to the samosa van, baby, and I got a samosa with some rice and some chickpeas and some bhajis, and oh, it was fucking mint. Oh, lovely. It was really nice. It was so nice. And yeah, just sat down, chilled. It was lovely. So like after the scran and the sit down, I felt a bit more refreshed. And, you know, I just basically waited around the main stage for Super Heaven, which I was very, very excited for. I love Super Heaven. They are just one of my favourite bands from that scene. Like, the more alternative, grungy side of things, you know, very Alice in Chains. And, yeah, they played the main stage. And, you know, new album is out now, which is really bloody great. And it's the first time for me hearing those songs live. They were fucking brilliant. They were awesome, and like just sounded massive and tight. And yeah, it was just good to hear new Super Heaven music, because I've seen them a couple of times before. Saw them before they went on the hiatus, and you know at that point they had the first 2 albums out. I believe I mentioned them on this podcast last year when they played Leeds. I went to go see them then, and again it was just, you know, they just came back and they only had a couple of albums out still. So it was just good to hear new Super Heaven music, which worked really well live. Like, they were awesome. And, yeah, I went from one heaven to the other. And basically went to the second stage for Deaf Heaven, who I have never seen live before. I was very, very excited for Deaf Heaven. Really, really was. And the new album that came out, I believe I spoke about them on the podcast before. The new album that came out, Lonely People with Power, which came out a couple of months ago, is absolutely phenomenal. And I was just so ready for this set. Like, it was rammed. I could not get in the front mosh zone. So I had a good view from what I could see. And they played a lot of songs from that album. Like, they played a lot of songs from the new album, and I think they finished with, let me just have a look. They finished with the song of Sunbather. I forget what it's called. I'm sorry. There we go. I've got it. Oh, here we go. So yeah, they played 5 songs from Lonely People with Power. They played 1 song from New Bermuda, which is Brought to the Water. And they finished with Dreamhouse and Winona. They were fucking brilliant. They were absolutely amazing. Just like there was just like a constant purple light on them. Like, just the drummer is fucking insane. Like, he just blast beats so fucking much and just does not lose it at all. Like, they sounded so heavy and so visceral. And, like, it's just got that real good combination of shoegaze and black metal. You know, black gaze, as people call it. Like, they're kind of one of the inventors of that. But yeah, the songs from the new album, like, just sounded amazing. And, yeah, it was incredible. Like, the front man is just so, like, commanding and, like, just well in there. He's just, like, every now and then he'll just go, Outbreak! Get up! And then he just go, and like, it was just fucking amazing. Like, hearing Dreamhouse from Sunbather was just, you know, I had hairs on my arms, like, standing up. Like, it was absolutely gorgeous. And yeah, just a real beautiful moment. It was absolutely awesome. And it just makes me want to see them at their own headline at some point, because I just think they're one hell of a band, and that one of their new albums, like, and it's up there for one of the best albums I've heard this year. It's amazing. And yeah, Deaf Heaven, they were a big standout of the weekend for me, definitely. And went over to see Denzel Curry, who should have been on by the time Deaf Heaven finished, but like looked like he was running late. I don't know what happened, but there was no Denzel Curry for a bit. So like, he hadn't been on for about 25 minutes. I was like, oh, what the fuck? So went over to see Impunity on the third stage, because my brother and everybody else was over there. So I thought, let's go watch some other band then while Denzel Curry ain't on. So I went over to the third stage to see Impunity, who are from North Yorkshire. So I was like, oh well, they're relatively close to where I'm from. Well, I guess North Yorkshire's quite big, but they're they're almost local, I guess. I don't know exactly whereabouts in North Yorkshire they're from, but that is where they're from. So they were good, just some hard ass fucking hardcore band, just riffs and breakdowns all over. Yeah, there was a lot of people for them as well. There was a lot of people watching Impunity. And by the time their set finished, Denzel Curry came on stage, which was great. So I was like, there he is. And yeah, so he came on late, but he still did like his full hours set. Denzel Curry was great, man. Denzel Curry was like, I remember when he headlined Outbreak 2023, and he was brilliant. And this time he's sort of just sub-headlining just before Knock Loose. And Denzel was fucking great. Really, really awesome. Like, just full of hits. And like the dude is just so full of energy, and he's like got a good sense of humor on him. And finished with the Bulls on Parade cover that he's done. Which he didn't do last time, but he thought, right, fuck it, we're at Outbreak, we got to do this. And they finished with Bulls on Parade, and it was fucking absolute hell on. Denzel Curry was really, really awesome. Loved to see it. So yeah, after Denzel Curry, it was time for Knock Loose. So was waiting for Knock Loose to come on the main stage. I went quite far into the pit because I was like, I'm really ready for Knock Loose. Like, absolutely adore their album that came out last year. It's been a while since I've seen Knock Loose. I think last time I saw Knock Loose before this was like 2019, I think. It was just before the pandemic. Like, I think it was like December 2019. But yeah, they came on a little bit late. I think their set got pushed back because of Denzel Curry, so they went on like 20 minutes later or something like that. But like a lot of people were getting in there, and like I believe it was like the main booker who was in charge of like Outbreak. He came out and went on the microphone. He said, "Right, people, no stage invasions, but you can stage dive as much as you want, but you get on, you jump off, and you fuck off. That's it. No staying up on the stage. The reason why," and he was going on about like this is why we want to keep Outbreak like this, no barrier, try and keep it safe. So when you get up on your stage dive, you jump off. That's it. And then everyone was just like, "Yep, understood." There was no stage invasions. There was just loads of stage dives, all that sort of stuff. I don't know whether that was down to Knock Loose's request or like it was just maybe they had some feedback from security and saying, "Look, the staged invasions need to calm down or whatever." So I don't know what happened on that part, but it was like, it was something that was, spoken just before the headliner. So, Knock Loose. They were fucking amazing. They were absolutely brilliant. For me, band of the weekend. Band of the absolute weekend. They were incredible. Like, the sound for them was perfect. They were all playing on 10. Like, they were fucking incredible. They were really, really good. Like, the set list was just good, strong set list. Many of the new stuff, but, like, trying to include as much of, like, the other stuff as much as possible. They played, like, a couple of stuff from first album, a couple of stuff from Different Shade of Blue, and a couple from the EP that came out. Terror and Fabric of Life, that's what it was called. And the two songs that they released but just before the new album came out, and yeah, they were fucking amazing. Brian Garris is just a fucking freak of nature. He sounded fucking mental. He was amazing. He was great. The guitar tone was just massive, just so heavy. They are so hilariously heavy live, man. The sound massive. And like you got Isaac Hale who plays guitar for them. He got like this sort of almost like a Billy Corgan sort of get up on, like where he's kind of like wearing like a vest and it's like a skirt and almost like this sort of evil looking dress, but he looked cool as fuck. And like every now and then he just go up to the microphone and go "die" or whatever, or he'd go "let's go." Like they were just so good, man. Like, and they had like the cross behind the drum kit. Like, the drum kit was all like double cake and huge orange cabs behind them and everything with the Knock Loose logo, like, just sort of flickering behind them, like, on the screen. Like, they were fucking brilliant. Like, spot on. Absolutely spot on. And, like, they had, like, just everyone in the pit was just fucking going for it for them. Like, everyone was going mental for them. And they had this huge wall of death. Like, literally from the stage all the way to the all the way to the sound desk. Like, just this massive wall of death. And, like, it just went all the way down. And, like, if you manage to find the video, it's on somewhere on, like, TikTok or Instagram somewhere from the Outbreak account. And, like, this wall of death was fucking huge. And it was for the last song, Everything Is Quiet Now. And yeah, it was just absolutely amazing. Like, they absolutely smashed it. And they had a good few guest spots as well. So if I just get the set list up here on the Setlist FM when they played Outbreak. So yeah, the first one, they had Henry Cox coming for Belleville. Who's Henry Cox from? I'm trying to fucking remember. I'm trying to remember where Henry Cox is from. Yeah, so there was them. Dead Ringer was featuring Jem from Speed. He came out. And George Clark from Deaf Heaven, he came out for God knows, just sounding more fucking evil, like and Outbreak! And Billy No Mates, Kadeem from Loathe, and Ollie from Static Dress came out for Billy No Mates, and was fucking awesome. And just when Everything Is Quiet Now finished, you just think, nice one, we're finished now. They finished the set with covering X Weapon X, doing their Weapon X outro, which is so cool because two of the band members from that band opened the festival, and they're finishing it with the same song. And like the dun dun dun, Weapon X, dun dun dun, Straight Edge, dun dun dun, fuck you, dun 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 dun. Like, it was just so cool. Like, something that was just really unexpected. And yeah, the Knock Loose were unbelievable. Who the fuck is Henry Cox? God damn, I'm really sorry. I should know this. I'm trying to remember. Boston Manor. That's who he is. Yeah, fucking hell. Boston Manor weren't even playing, but he was there. Yeah. Belleville. That was the song he came out for. Yeah. Knock Loose were incredible. Outbreak Festival. You were incredible. Just a fucking mint weekend, man. Just, when every band turns up to Outbreak, they all fucking heat it up and they all turn on to each other and say, let's fucking go, let's do this. And then they absolutely smash it. Like, it's an incredible festival. I love it. And, you know, whether I'm going to be there next year or not, I'm not entirely sure as of yet, because next year for me is going to be quite busy. But, yeah, I'm very, very... I just fucking love that festival so much. It's amazing. So, if you've never been to Outbreak before, but fancied it, do give it a go, because it's fantastic. It's an amazing, amazing festival. So, yeah, that was Outbreak Festival. Alright, so, basically, Outbreak finished, and I didn't go to Nine Inch Nails until the Tuesday, which was also in Manchester. So, instead of, like, just driving home after the Outbreak and then driving there again, I thought it would make sense to just, basically stay an extra night in Manchester and then drive after Nine Inch Nails on the way home. So, basically, I just had, like, the day off in Manchester, like, on the Monday. Everybody else went home because they went doing Nine Inch Nails like me. So, yeah, I just had a bit of a rummage around, that sort of thing. Went and had some nice food. Had a beer or two here and there, and yeah, just had a bit of a chill one, really. Had a bit of a chill one, just got me steps in, had a good walk around, but that's about it, really. Yeah, that was Manchester. So let's just fast forward to Nine Inch Nails, shall we? Let's fast forward to that. So, Nine Inch Nails are one of the greatest bands ever. They are one of the greatest bands ever. I seen them before in 2022 at Glasgow, and they were the best band I ever seen then. So, I was thinking, like before this gig, I was thinking, how can this get any better? Because I saw them in an intimate venue. Well, intimate for them anyways, a Glasgow to Academy, which is like, 2,500, something like that. And I didn't know what they were going to be doing this time round for an arena show. Bearing in mind, this is the biggest arena in the UK as well. This is at the Manchester Coop Live Arena. So, first time there as well. Excuse me, I just burped. So, I just did not know what to expect. I did not know whether this was going to top the last Nine Inch Nails gig or it was going to be better. So, I got there. The fucking arena is massive. It is huge on the outside. And it was kind of like a bit of confusion getting there because on my ticket, my e-ticket, it said 7:30, which I thought, okay, that's supposed to be when the doors are open. And then I later on in the day get an email saying it's 6:30. So I'm like, oh, okay. 6:30 is when the doors are open then. And then I get another notification from the Co-op Live saying event starts at 8 o'clock. So I'm like, right, okay, let's have a look here. So it looks like the first band are going to be on at 8 o'clock, which I thought was a band called Noise Boys. So it said on like the tour poster Nine Inch Nails with Boys Noise. So I was kind of thinking, right then, Boys Noise must be the support act or whatever. Got into the venue. It was a weird sort of queuing system on the inside as well. Like you got into like the forecourt where like the band, like the merch is and the bar area, the food, all that sort of stuff, and you're queuing up inside there, like before getting into the standing, which I kind of thought was a bit weird. So yeah, I didn't like the way it was sort of set out as well. Plus £9 a pint, fuck right off. £45 for a t-shirt. Fuck right off. I love you, Nine Inch Nails, but no. So anyways, after all the queuing and all that, got into the standing area about, I'd like to say about 7:15. So I was just kind of like, I walked in and there was like this sort of drone noise happening. And the arena was just like under like a red light. So there was like these two like red light strips that were going from like the main arena all the way to the back. So everyone was just under this red light as they were coming in, and there was this sort of drone music that was playing. So I was like, oh, okay, setting the atmosphere up a bit. And like obviously I was expecting a support band to come on, so I didn't know what time they were going to be on. I kind of figured it would be 8 o'clock, like I said, on the God knows how many times that they sent me through this fucking Ticketmaster Co-op Live app. Sort your shit out. So, yeah, I got in about 7:15, as I say. And, there was this red light, and there was this drone, like a sort of thing. And then it came to about 7:30. And then this drone sort of evolved into like this sort of electronic like dance music, like you're at like, a blood rave from Blade or something like that. Like this very sort of like dark sort of electronic music, like techno, and like it was quite loud and everything. I was like, oh, okay. So like it was kind of building up some momentum for something. So I was like, oh, this support band's got quite a bit of build up to it, and 7:30, still nothing, just this music starts playing in the background. And it comes to about 8 o'clock, the same music is still playing. And the red lights start sort of like pulsating, kind of like a heartbeat. So like, they sort of brighten up, then they dim, then they brighten up, then they dim a bit. So I'm just, so like, there's still like this real sort of build up going on here. And I was like, fucking hell, like, it's taking some time, this now, because it's gone past 8 o'clock. I'm like, what the fuck's happening? And as it goes on, like, the music starts to get a bit more frantic. There's, like, smoke machines going off and stuff. And then it gets to about 8:15, and then the music stops. And then the lights go out. And all of a sudden, it's better for me, worth me saying as well, there was two stages. There was a centre stage and there was a main stage. So I was stood between the main stage and the centre stage. So it comes to 8:15. All the lights come out. And this curtain drops down on the centre stage. And there's Trent Reznor on a piano. And I'm like, oh my god, fucking hell, Nine Inch Nails are on now. They're on now. And it's Trent Reznor by himself on a piano. And I know Nine Inch Nails tend to change the set list up quite a lot from gig to gig. And Trent Reznor was there by himself with a piano. And the whole of that arena just shut the fuck up. Like, 23,000 people didn't speak a word while Trent Reznor was playing piano. And they were all just watching him on this centre stage. You could hear a pin drop. And it was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. This wasn't even a Nine Inch Nails track. This is a Trent Reznor Atticus Ross cover for one of the soundtracks, which is for a motion picture documentary called Before the Flood. I was like, I never heard this before. I only later found this out, like, when I looked at Setlist FM later on. And I was just like, this is gorgeous. It was really, really cool. And then he finishes that song, and then he's still up there, and he starts he starts playing some more piano again, and then like this drum beat sort of plays, this electronic drum beat sort of plays, and That's What I Get from Pretty Hate Machine, which is the first time it's been performed since 1991, and it's got like this reworked sort of remix sort of version, and Atticus Ross and the bass player come up on that centre stage and make this sort of stripped back sort of version of That's What I Get, and then into The Fragile as well, which was first time performed since 2009, and that was like a 2025 remake as well, like a remix. That sounded amazing. And then all of a sudden, like, as soon as I finished that song, the drums started on the stage behind me, the main stage. So like, it was cool how they sort of like transitioned everything from going from one stage to the other. So yeah, all of a sudden, like, you could just hear like these drums starting. It was the drums to Eraser from the Downward Spiral, and then like it was like that sort of really eerie intro to the Eraser, and basically that just kept on going whilst Trent and Atticus and the bass player were making their way over to the main stage, and like the kit, and then like once eventually like when they got there, like Eraser just stopped and then it went straight into Wish from the Broken EP, and I was like, oh my god, this is the full band now. This is Nine Inch Nails. Mosh pits just fucking opened up and went mental, and like this was like full band Nine Inch Nails. And on this main stage as well, while they were playing, they had like this very, very thin sort of like sheet around it, because I thought it was just like a black like curtain the whole time, but it's actually like this really thin sheet. You can see the band through it, but like there was projections of the band whilst they were playing. There was one guy with like a camera like going around the main stage, like going around the stage, like filming everyone, and then like that all got projected on this screen, so it was like one like continuous camera shot the whole time whilst they were playing, and it looked so fucking cool. It like looked amazing, and like the band sounded fucking huge. It was incredible. It was like such a really cool, interesting way of doing it. I've never seen it. So this was Act 2, and it was called The Unpeeled Stage, and they played at this point they were playing 6 songs, and so we had Eraser, we had Wish from the Broken EP, we had March of the Pigs from Downward Spiral, which went fucking bananas, and Reptile, Copy of Her as well, which was an absolute bop, and Gave Up again from the Broken EP. So basically, like 6 Nine Inch Nails bangers, which sounded fucking incredible. And then all of a sudden, the center stage lights up just as they're finishing, and then there's the guy from who is Boys Noise right in the middle of this stage. So he's starting that up, all the lights started coming on. So like the transitioning into another stage. So like it's not like, you know, they're finishing one stage and then, you know, you got to wait 5 minutes for this band to start up again. So Boys Noise is starting up and everything, and then there's Trent, and then there's Atticus Ross coming up to that centre stage with Boys Noise, and they're doing these techno remixes of Nine Inch Nails songs. So we had Vessel, which sounded fucking mint, was absolutely awesome, and Branches and Bones, which is from one of their other EPs that they've not done live in a while, and Came Back Haunted as well, which was another techno remix. So they did 3 songs with Boys Noise on this small centre stage, and the lights were going up and down like loads on this rig, and it was just a really cool sort of it was like being in a rave. It was just proper fucking cool as shit, man. It was really, really good. And then after that, they then go back over to the main stage for the final time, and this is more Nine Inch Nails bangers with a full band, and now this is without the curtain. The curtain's gone, and now they're just relying on the light show with the band. And Came On was somewhat damaged, which I've not heard them do before, and Less Than Heresy, which was just fucking, it's like a Rammstein banger, that one. I was so glad to hear that one, and the Survivalism. Played The Perfect Drug as well from the Lost Highway soundtrack. I'd never heard him do that live before. And then finishing with Head Like a Hole, which is obviously probably the big Nine Inch Nails single, either that or Closer, isn't it, from Downward Spiral. They played that, and then finished with Hurt. And I couldn't believe we were at the end point now, because I know they always finish with Head Like a Hole into Hurt. I couldn't believe we were at that point now, because it all just went so quick. They played 19 songs at this point, and I'm like, fucking hell, this is it. And then they play Hurt, and if you haven't heard Hurt, you know what it is. It's such an emotional, very powerful song. So sad. And, I'm literally hearing people sobbing behind me and crying. Everyone, again, just like the start of the gig, everyone shut the fuck up to listen to Nine Inch Nails play Hurt. It is such a powerful song. And, to the point where Trent is just fucking tearing up as he's singing it as well. And just, when you got the whole crowd as well just singing, "You Can Have It All, My Empire of Dirt," oh god. And just, if it all crescendoed, and then they all went off stage, and then there was the Nine Inch Nails logo, and then it all stopped, and I was just fucking blubbering away. Because that was, without a doubt, the best fucking gig I've ever seen in my life. It was so clever. It was so well done. The set list was amazing. The band were on fire. They are, for me, my favourite band now. I think I've just come to realise that Nine Inch Nails are my favourite band. That gig was just absolutely perfect. The set list was just so interesting, and the whole 2-stage thing that they were doing, and the remixes, and just the atmosphere and everything. It was just incredible. The whole thing, absolutely incredible. I wouldn't have even changed a thing. They didn't even play Closer, and I was fine with that, because they didn't play Closer the last time I saw them, and I was like, oh, I really hope they play Closer, because they didn't even play it, and I was fine with it. At the end, I was just like, I couldn't fucking process what I saw afterwards. I was just walking to the car, and I was just silent the whole way. I was just like, oh my fucking god, what did I just watch? And you know what else as well? Because it finished, because it started at 8:15. It finished at 5 to fucking 10. It was still light outside. I was like, can't every gig finish at this time, so when I get home nice and early? I mean, I didn't get home that early because I was driving from Manchester, and there was a big fucking queue of traffic going into McDonald's where I was filling up fucking diesel. But oh god, this gig, I haven't stopped thinking. It's been 2 days now. I haven't stopped thinking about it the whole time I've been here. It's just the best fucking gig I've ever been to. It's gonna take a lot to beat that. I don't know what it's gonna be, but it's gonna take a lot. They were incredible. Absolutely incredible. So yeah, if you've never seen Nine Inch Nails before, they don't tour that often, so hopefully next time they tour, get yourself there because it'll be one of the best gigs you've ever seen in your life. Just so forward thinking. Like, just the whole thing, like, Trent Reznor's 60 years old. What the fuck, man? He's 60? He looks fucking mint. He looks like he's in his, I don't know, 40s or something like that. He fucking looks after himself. He looks fucking cool as fuck. Like, just so talented. Like, I'll shut up now. Anyways. So yeah, Nine Inch Nails, Manchester Coop Live Arena. The best gig I've ever fucking seen. The best gig I've ever witnessed. It was amazing. And you bet your bottom dollar next time Nine Inch Nails comes to anywhere in the UK, I'm fucking going. I'm fucking going. It could be at fucking London. I don't care. I'm going. Like, amazing. Absolutely amazing. Anyways, that'll do. Fucking hell, it's been an hour and 11 minutes so far. That was a long podcast, wasn't it? But yeah, we'll call it there. Outbreak, really, really awesome. Nine Inch Nails, even more awesomer. And, yeah. Fucking brilliant. Thanks very much, anyone who's listened to the past couple of episodes this week. Yeah, don't forget to like, share, subscribe on YouTube, all that sort of stuff. And if whatever podcast platform you listen to, give it a good share or give it a follow. Or if you're on Spotify or Apple Music, give it a rating, all that sort of stuff. Thanks very much for listening to me babble on about shite. Yeah. But yeah, shout out Nine Inch Nails. They are the best. And thanks very much again for listening. Take care. Have a lovely weekend. And I'll see you next week for whatever is happening. I don't know what's happening next week. Is there any albums coming out? New Malevolence album comes out on Saturday. Very exciting stuff. Which is, it's tomorrow. Fucking hell, it comes out. It comes out the day of this podcast, actually. That is this podcast is released. So I'll probably talk about that next week. New Malevolence, come on. But yeah, take care. I will see you later.